Hey, what's going on, you guys? My name is the Raptor, and welcome back to Who'd Win and Why. And this time we got a symbiote showdown for you guys. We got Venom going up against Carnage, both from the Spider-Man Marvel Universe. Now, I'm just gonna say this right now, because if I don't say it right now, then there's gonna be a lot of confusion in the comments. I am specifically looking at the Eddie Brock version of Venom. I am not focusing on Mac Gargan or Flash Thompson, nor am I using like a composite of the Venoms. I am specifically focusing on Eddie Brock, because Eddie Brock is the main Venom. He's probably the most popular Venom. He was the first Venom, and I just think he works the best with this matchup. All the Venoms are very different from each other, so I just wanted to clear that up, that I'm using specifically Eddie Brock as the Venom, and this goes without saying, but I'm using Cletus Cassidy as the Carnage. So I think that's really all the introduction I have for this episode. So, Venom versus Carnage. Who would and why? Let's find out. Now, these characters do have a lot of similar powers, but they do actually have a lot of differences as well, big differences. So I'm going to go over each character individually like I normally do, so let's start off with Venom. So we all know Venom's origin. He found a symbiote, at least in the movie, Spider-Man 3, he found a symbiote from outer space. It came out of a meteor, and it bonded with him because the symbiotes need a host in order to survive, and he became Venom. So Venom is much stronger than Spider-Man. I believe he can lift around 70 tons normally, but he can lift more because through variable muscle mass, and that's actually the same with Carnage. I'll get to that later, but just saying that 70 tons is not his maximum strength. He also has enhanced speed and durability and reflexes, around the same as Spider-Man, like pretty much like normally like the same powers and stuff, but they are, I believe, a bit higher than Spider-Man's are generally. What else about Venom? Venom also can heal. He can survive being shot, I believe. So yeah, he has a healing factor, and it also like gives him better defense, and he has superhuman stamina, reflexes, as I've said before. He, like Spider-Man, he can spin webs. Usually, I think in some cases it's like web colored, like white, and sometimes it's actually like black coming out of the suit. I don't think it really matters which one, but just fun fact for you guys. What else can Venom do? Like Spider-Man, he can scale buildings. What else about Venom? Like Venom is a very Spider-Man-like character. He also has some form of spider sense, I believe. It's a bit weird. I think like it comes from the living host itself. So this form of spider sense actually reacts a bit quicker than the regular spider sense that Spider-Man has. So that's interesting. What else? He also has venomous fangs, which I think like they can deliver a very poisonous bite. So that's interesting. If Venom can catch Carnage, that could work. I really don't think I have much more to say about Venom other than, like, he's very tough. He's taken really, fatal blows. He can, heal from lethal, like, he's been able to heal from, lethal attacks. He's been able to stand up to the Juggernaut, and we all know how strong the Juggernaut is. If you watched my Bane versus Juggernaut Who'd Win and Why a few months ago, you know how strong the Juggernaut is. So, if you can stand up to the Juggernaut, you're pretty freaking tough and you're pretty freaking strong. So, that's pretty impressive for Venom. And Venom has been able to prove a challenge for Spider-Man time and again. So, I think that's pretty much all I have to say for Venom. As usual, if I think of anything that I haven't mentioned, I will go back to Venom. But now let's talk about Carnage. Now, Carnage, I don't want this to, I don't want you guys to think I'm biased for saying this, in any way, because let me just say right now, Carnage is my second favorite Spider-Man villain next to Green Goblin. I love Carnage. He's one of my favorite, he's just even one of my favorite Marvel villains of all time. I don't know, it's just something about, like, his serial killer side. I really love Carnage. I don't know why. I like Carnage more than Venom, actually. Like, well, that's obvious if he's my second favorite, Spider-Man villain after Green Goblin. I don't know, there's just something about him that I really, really like. Now, depending on who I say, like, if I say that Carnage will win in the end, you guys will probably think, oh, I'm just biased because I like Carnage. And if I say Venom would win, I can even see someone saying, well, you just don't want to look biased, so you chose the opposite character. Guys, I just wanted to give you something fun about, like, again, like I said in the last episode, if I wanted to tell you who I liked between these two characters, I could have just said it and I could have ended it there. I said who I like between the two characters, but this is not going to affect who I say is going to win in any way whatsoever, okay? So, just, I just thought I would share that with you, but don't say that I'm biased. Anyway, talking about Carnage. So Carnage is very strong. He has been said to be stronger than Spider-Man and Venom combined. Generally, he can lift about he can lift over 80 tons, which does make sense because he's stronger than Venom. Because Spider-Man can lift 10 tons. 70 plus 10 is 80, over 80. But again, like Venom, it's not his maximum strength, as I've said before. He also, like Spider-Man and Venom, has superhuman speed, reflexes, durability. Again, he has a lot of the same power. Oh, and he can spin webs and climb walls. I think he can even run up walls, which is really, really awesome. But he does have a lot of powers like Venom. But he actually has some powers that Venom doesn't have. He can, I believe... I'm not sure if Venom can do this, but if he can, I've never seen him do it before, but he can change part of his body into, like, different stabbing weapons, and he can actually, like, it's like, he has detachable weapons. He can actually detach part of his symbiote and use it as, like, a sharp-throwing blade or something like that. Again, it's something we've never seen Venom do. Whether Venom can do it or not, I don't really know, but I feel that if he could do it, he'd use it a lot more often. And I have never seen him use it before, personally. If you guys have, I'm going to assume that he can't, but if you guys have, then tell me in the comments below. Because, that would help Venom. But anyway, back to Carnage. Carnage actually, I'm not sure if Venom has this as well, but Carnage, he doesn't seem to tire because he gets a constant supply of energy from the symbiote. The symbiotes are different from each other, if one symbiote has something, that doesn't automatically mean the other one does. But, Venom, Carnage is Venom's offspring, so they are very similar, but not completely similar. What else about Carnage? Carnage... he has been said to be one of the deadliest symbiotes out there, because there are actually a lot. There is Venom and Carnage and Toxin. I think one of them is named Scorn. There's Scream. There are a lot of symbiotes. But we're focusing on these two today. So what else about Carnage? Carnage also has a really good healing factor. A healing factor better than Venom's. Venom can survive lethal blows and stuff like that, but not only can Carnage heal, but he also has a better regenerative healing factor than Venom does. He has been shown to be, he has been shown to regrow his head in seconds after it being blown off, and he's been shown to regrow his body from his head. It hasn't been officially said if Carnage can regrow limbs, but if we've seen him do that, then I think that that's something worth noting. So that makes Carnage pretty tough. He can survive, punches even without it, but if worse comes to worse, then he can regenerate. He can regenerate a lot. That's another reason why I really like Carnage. I think I've really said everything I need to say about Carnage. Again, he can spin webs, climb walls, run up walls. Again, that's really freaking amazing. And yeah, I think that's really all I have to say. So, when it comes to who I think is gonna win this fight, I've been thinking about this fight actually a lot before I was asked to make this episode, and I had already had a winner in mind, and this research that I've gathered, not only have I not changed my answer, but also the research I've gathered also kind of reinforces my answer. These characters do have high levels of strength and speed and durability and great reflexes, great stamina. However, there is one person who I think would win, and I know a lot of you guys are gonna hate me for saying this, but I honestly think that Carnage would win this fight. And I know that you might say that I'm biased. You might say that I know nothing, because I know a lot of people like Venom, and I know a lot of people think that Venom is awesomely powerful. Some people think he's more powerful than Carnage, but there are some people who think Carnage is more powerful than Venom. Again, this is all my opinion, and if you disagree with me, first I'd like to ask that you hear me out and listen to what I have to say. But if you still don't agree, then please tell me in the comments below why. And just again, I am using the Eddie Brock version of Venom. I am not using any other version of Venom in this at all. Anyway, talking about it. So, first of all, right off the bat, I could just end this video with saying that Carnage, Venom doesn't have the means to put Carnage down, okay? He doesn't. Carnage has been able to regrow his head after it being blown off. He's been able to regrow his body from his head. He was able to be, he was ripped in half by the Sentry one time, and he was still going. You know, that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. And like something like Venom who generally is weaker than Carnage. I say generally because both of them can increase their strength, but Carnage has been shown in many times to be stronger than Venom. You know, I just don't see how Venom has the means to stop Carnage. And remember, Carnage doesn't tire. So I could just end the video right here saying that Venom doesn't have the means to put Carnage down for good. However, let's just assume that Carnage and Venom both don't have their healing factors, okay? Because some people could say this episode is unfair just by me saying that. Let's just assume that both of them don't have their healing factors. I still think that Carnage would win, and here's why. First of all, Carnage is much more versatile than Venom. Carnage is able to actually throw parts of the symbiote, and, you know, it can hurt Venom, you know, like he can, it's something Venom, even if Venom can do it, it's something that he hasn't done a lot, because I've never seen him do it. I'm sure a lot of people watching this video haven't seen him do it, and even if he can do it, Carnage does have a lot more experience doing it, so he's more willing to do it, and same thing, like, he can, like, even transform his hand into a blade. He can, and that, again, these are things Venom, maybe he can do them, but I haven't seen him do them, like, whatsoever. Another big thing is that the main times that that Spider-Man and Carnage have fought, Spider-Man has either barely been able to beat him, or he needs help from other superheroes. Obviously, the first time that Spider-Man and Carnage fought, Spider-Man needed help from Venom in order to win. And I'm not sure if this was the second time, but there was another storyline called Maximum Carnage, where I think Spider-Man needed the help from like Captain America and Cloak and Dagger, and I think there was one more superhero there. Granted, Carnage did create a team of his own, which included I believe it was Demo Goblin and the Spider Doppelganger. I think that was his name. But my point still stands, that it takes a lot to bring Carnage down, even to just stop him. Not, like, to kill him, you know, is, like, ridiculous. But, you know, to stop him, it takes so much effort. And I doubt that, like, the first time that they fought, the Spider-Man and Carnage, even without Spider-Man, Venom wouldn't have been able to beat Carnage by himself. When Carnage is at his maximum, when he's at his best, he's nearly unstoppable. And again, in general, we're talking about a guy who's stronger than Spider-Man and Venom combined, which I'm not even making up. This is something that's been said forever. And I know that, like, you could say, like, oh, well, he's just, like just over 10 tons, like, stronger. Okay, guys, I know that, like, just, 10 tons is a lot, and I know that some people, like, with all these, like, superpowered characters, some people forget how strong 10 tons is. Like, 10 tons is 20,000 pounds, and even just 1,000 of those 20,000 pounds at least is just under the amount to fracture a human skull. If you had the punch that, like, of 1,000 pounds, that could almost fracture a human skull at the very least. So adding 10 tons is actually a lot. So don't, and I know that Venom has been able to take punches from Juggernaut and very strong characters, but who's to say Carnage can't take those punches? Like, I haven't seen anything in my research. I haven't seen anything that proves that Venom is more durable than Carnage, and Carnage does have a better healing factor. It's regenerative, and it's much faster. I believe Venom does have some regenerative capabilities, but not to the extent as Carnage, and not at the same rate as Carnage. Now, again, I know a lot of people aren't going to agree with what I'm saying. If you don't agree, if everything I've said, you still believe that Venom would beat Carnage, Eddie Brock Venom would beat Cletus Cassidy Carnage, please tell me in the comments below why. If you want to see, like, me using a different version of Venom, things would go very differently, because I believe that, like, the Matt Gargan Venom can lift, like, over 100 tons, and that's crazy, you know? Like, again, these Venoms are different. So if you do want to see another Venom versus Carnage battle, tell me in the comments, but I can't guarantee when that will come out, what season, how far it will come out, like, how long from now it will come out. But, you know, that would be something I'd be willing to consider if you guys want to see it. So, guys, that was my episode, Venom vs. Carnage. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you agree. If you don't, that's perfectly fine. If you did like this episode, regardless, give me a like. Comment down below everything I said. Comment down what other episodes you'd like to see me do. And subscribe to my channel if you could. That'd be really nice. That would really help me out. Really appreciate it. And next time on Who and Why, we got the mid-season finale, Scarlet Witch versus Raven. See you guys then. Peace.